Sad Money
All
Boy.
right, Alexander Payne from Sad Money. I'm here with.
Tyrez Keaton.
All right, Tyrez. You were just telling me right now. What do you do again for a living?
Well, my day job is I am an installer for an ice sculpting company, Okamoto Studios, here in Astoria.
Okamoto Studios, and you were saying your boss is actually a good boss that you learn a lot from him.
Yeah, actually, which is very rare. So, but yes, he's a good man, very good boss. Breaks things down in a real simple way. I've learned a lot of different. He went to like a really good business school, and he kind of definitely utilizes everything that he was taught because, like this, I learned about optics. I just learned about solution-oriented, approaches to problems. This I don't know. It just kind of helped me, like tighten up my whole, adult life.
So now you see your life, you're like, okay, well, I just need to look for the solution.
Yeah, basically, man. I think that's the way to do it. Because sometimes you just, like, one of the biggest examples was, don't come to me with just a problem. Come with some form of idea that's some type of solution. You know what I mean? Because when you just come to somebody with a problem, just in life, you kind of just literally, like, imagine you just had like a 20-pound weight and you walk up, dump it on the desk, and now you just walk away. You kind of got to, try a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just think a little bit. Don't just, solution oriented. Oriented.
Now that you're solution oriented, let's get a little bit deeper. Let's get to know you. Tyrez, where are you from?
I was born in Washington D.C. I grew up in Maryland, and my family is from Georgia.
All right, so moving here, you're in New York City. It's an expensive city. How do you survive in the city? You told us what you do, but like, is there anything extra you have to do, or are you struggling coming from DC to here? Or was it a struggle coming from DC to here?
Well, no, I was able to save up a lot of. Actually, I got hit by a drunk driver before I moved here, and I got paid a little bit. I didn't get paid what I was supposed to get paid, but I just ended up using that money to move here towards the end of the pandemic.
Wait, you got hit by a drunk driver. Tell us this story. What happened?
I was doing Uber in DC. I pull out of the. It's raining a little bit. I pull out of the complex, just pick up the girl, driving. We're talking la 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 la. Then boom, the dude, he runs to the bus stop. He's on the phone. He's just admitting everything. I've had something to drink. He's telling the police this. His car's done. He never spoke to me or nothing. Yeah, I was pretty. I was okay. I had a couple of scratches, hurt neck. Car was done for. Yeah, so she was okay for the most part, I think.
So you got the full settlement.
No, I don't know. What man, it took 3 years for me to get any type of money. It was in some type of. You know what though? If you were ever in an accident, do not pick a lawyer that calls you. That's what I did, and that was foolishness. Like, I got a call the next day by this number, didn't give nobody my number, didn't tell nobody about the accident, and I just go with it. He shows it to my house in a car with these papers and forms for me to sign. He's not even a lawyer, but he has all the documents. This black dude in one of them real ashy black suits.
Pinstripe suits?
Nah, just one of them suits that's like the black is not black anymore. It's like
I know
faded. You know what I'm talking about? And it's kind of loose.
Yeah.
And it's crumpled.
It looks like a suit you would rip away and he'd be wearing basketball shorts.
Yeah, it looked like it looked like he hangs that up like regular jackets. Like, but yeah, so I ended up foolishly going with him and that whatever law firm that was. That law firm actually went under. I think he got audited or something. So then he transferred my case to someone else. And then they transferred to somebody else, and then boom. So 3 years gone by, nothing. Didn't really get as much money as I should have, but I am blessed to be alive and I got paid. So.
And you used that money to move here to New York City.
Yeah, I did. For the first summer I was here, I didn't work at all on purpose. I did like 500-600 mics in like a 6-month period.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because I had to catch up. I was behind.
Yeah.
But yeah, it helped out a lot actually.
The money's gone.
That money is definitely gone.
Yeah.
I bought a laptop. That was the biggest purchase. Bought like, a little MacBook. And then that was it. Everything else just went to rent and food.
Yeah. And then you got this job at the ice sculpture place. Do you find living here in New York City is much more difficult than living in DC, cost-wise or money-wise or anything?
There's more opportunities to make money in New York if you don't have a certain, like, I ain't gonna say I'm not gonna say I'm unskilled, but I don't have any necessarily like traits, like marketable traits, other than salesmanship and being able to work.
Yeah.
I don't really have any, like, I not an engineer.
Yeah.
So for that case, New York is where you want to be. That's why so many people can just move here, get random jobs, and then try their best to pay their rent.
Okay. So you move here,
Mhm.
got a random job. Cost of living is not too much of a problem.
Mhm.
Are you out dating? Because we have a question. A lot of people that say they're going into debt for dating.
Debt
Are you
for
going
dating.
into debt for dating?
Well, that's the dumbest financial decision I've ever heard. Why would you go into debt for dating?
Mm.
That doesn't even make sense. What are you doing? That's dumb. You're saying it. Going to debt for dating.
Yeah. People go to debt for school.
I'm just going to eat poison because I'm hungry. That's stupid. I don't even know if that made sense, but
It makes sense. Technically, everything is poison if you eat or drink too much of it.
no, I mean, dating is expensive though, man. And I'm sure some of the people weren't being literal, but dating is expensive, especially with everyone kind of chasing the Joneses. You know what I mean? A little bit in their own way. That is a very bad trait that is on the rise in everybody's like day-to-day lives. People doing what other people are doing because they feel like they should be doing it. Basically, you just see it and now you want it. A lot of over desire is making people debt. Not the dating, over desire.
Can you give us a personal example, maybe? Your over desire or something you've seen where someone else is like, oh, you over desiring right now. You're not supposed to be doing that.
I mean, nah, I don't really have no personal examples. I feel like I'm pretty good with my money.
Yeah.
The little bit I have. Nah, not really, man. I really don't have.
No vices. You don't spend money on shoes, clothes.
I do.
Drugs.
I spend drugs. No, I don't do drugs.
Okay.
I know I looked away when I said that, but I mean it. Nah, not really. I mean, food. I love food, and I eat out a lot. But that's one of the few things that I don't mind, like, just saying I don't care. Like, I'm hungry. I'm gonna eat. You know what I'm saying? Me, you know, I just like to eat. I like coffee. I spend a lot of money on coffee. Sometimes I just go to coffee shops just to go.
Yeah.
Wasn't even thinking about coffee, but because I seen it, had an interesting look. But yeah, he had them dreads like in How High, the dude that fell off the window.
Yeah.
That's disrespectful. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say Mackay Pfeiffer 8 Mile dreads.
Oh yeah, he did have those.
Where you go like that was
Yeah. Oh, you asked me earlier, how do I survive in New York?
How you survive, yeah.
Okay, well, I single out 1 month out of the year where I only eat spaghetti.
1 month.
And nah,
Oh shit. I was about to say.
so 1 month.
How you picked a month?
It's when the funds are low. That's when you know.
Okay.
You dig? You can survive. Just make sure you have your. Just don't be afraid to go to McDonald's here and there. Don't be afraid to have the same meal for 6 days in a row. And really, you can survive anywhere. Rent is too high, but you can survive.
Okay. Let me ask you this: what's the worst place you ever lived?
The worst place I ever lived. Oh man, I think it might be.
Worst landlord. Worst.
Oh, it was when. Oh man, dog. So I've been living in Astoria for a couple years now.
Yeah.
I've just moved to a new place some months ago. Before that, I was in the worst situation of my life, and I didn't realize it because the rent was so cheap. It was $800. Everything was included. It was a basement apartment. Okay, apartment if you want to call it that. Very small. The roof was about this tall. Okay, I could do like this. I couldn't really even stand up or stretch my arms. It was mildewy in the air. Random bugs would show up, like bugs I hadn't even seen before. And then it all really went bad when the bathroom ceiling started to collapse. Okay, the bathroom ceiling started to collapse. The landlord would come, who didn't speak any English. He's from mainland China, a nice man. Was not fixing it correctly. Did his best. He would just keep putting up new pieces of wood in the moldy spot. But it wasn't treated wood, so it would just get moldy like a month. So he just kept cutting holes in the ceiling.
He was multiplying the wood.
Yeah.
The mold, I mean.
Yeah, the multiplying. It was bad. But then it really got bad. To sum up my worst living situation, it really got bad when my landlord, who was also had the other room in this basement apartment, moved in his Venezuelan girlfriend out of nowhere. He told me, hey, I'm gonna need this space back or whatever. I need you, to leave in a couple months. I'm like, oh, okay, my lease is up. 2 days after that, he moves in this woman who, within a day, had drawers hanging up on the side on the shower rod. I saw feminine hygiene products out used in the bathroom. 2 days. Okay. She was smoking in the windowless bathroom with the door closed. Smoking what? Newports. in a closed bathroom in a basement apartment. That's a lunatic.
That's crazy.
Okay, this is probably the least ladylike woman I've ever met. This is a hyena. That joint was crazy. She was screaming. I think she beat on him a couple times. She like pushed him up against the wall, and then he just left and didn't come back for like a few days. She was screaming a lot, and then it all came to head when they called the police on me. I was in the room talking to my cousin on the phone. I have it all recorded on my laptop, the MacBook that I bought with that money. He comes home. I think he's drunk. He had this crazy look in his face. And he just, all right, Tyrez, I need my space back. I'm supposed to be leaving in 2 days. But he's like, I think he was lying to her about when I was supposed to leave. Yeah. And then that made him just create this weird scene. And anyways, he busts the door down, comes into the room. I have him on camera. And then he starts faking like he was messing with the internet router. And then walks back and then stands at the door. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. And he's talking. He then calls the police. And then on the phone with the police, he said, yeah, he's crazy. He's on drugs. He's grabbing weapons. And then he has it on speaker, and the 911 operator goes, what weapons? And he goes, I don't know. There's a lot of things in the kitchen. This is what's going on. The police show up, and then I felt so embarrassed because the police officer was talking to us like we were kids fighting on the bus. All right, you're going to be in your room, okay? You're going to be in your room. I was like, this is humiliating. This is stupid. Anyways, I left actually a day earlier, but that was the worst living situation ever. And we had never fought or argued that whole, 2 years I was there. And this woman shows up out of nowhere, this dragon, and then burned everything down, which is good, though. It worked out. Yeah. It worked out.
You're in a better position now.
Yeah, the guy, God is good. Fate is great. Yeah. You did.
All right. So what's the poorest you've ever been?
The poorest?
Yeah, the poorest you've ever been.
Man, I was doing Postmates one time with no car, so I was lying to the app, and I was just walking, and I had no money, and I was getting like $30 a day. I was focused on the wrong hustle, but I was trying to hustle. Yeah. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it was bad. Postmates, walking through DC, hopping on the bus. I told the thing I had a bike or I was in a car, but I'm really taking buses with people's food orders. That was crazy, but I'm a grinder, you know what I mean?
All right, so did you get fired from that, or you just left?
You
did.
Get fired from Post. I mean,
I got fired from Postmates.
You can get. I mean, you could. I mean, I guess they just don't let you log in no more. That's why.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
You just don't let you log in no more. Yeah, that could happen. No lie.
That is what happened.
Oh
yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Nah, I didn't get fired. I just stopped. That joint was. They need to be sued. I think the company got bought or something. I don't know.
All right, so you said earlier you was like going into debt for dating is stupid.
Yes.
How much do you think someone should pay on the first date? The most.
The first date, I mean, the fact that the first date shouldn't be based on the amount spent anyway. Mm-hmm. So then you just go off of that. That's what you go off of. Mm-hmm. That's it. Now, how much ever you do end up spending is cool. If that's naturally happening, maybe you're in a different tax bracket, so it's just, 500 is like 50 to you, then you spend what you want. But the success of a date should not be based on how much money is spent. You just pay to win?
Yeah, what about pay to play? What about you
to play?
Yeah.
Call of Duty now. Yeah. It's Call of Duty now. You see that what's happening to society? It's crazy.
You got to spend the V-Bucks to get paid.
Oh, I have something else to say. We're ruining it. It's actually not just, it's everyone's fault, especially the dudes. We, the passport bro thing, we just flying across countries, paying for this, and whoever is paying for an OnlyFans is an absolute sucker. And it makes no sense. It's actually like weird to be doing that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You get to actually pay to be an accepted social stalker. Like that dude that was paying all that money to Ruby Rose and got the tattoo of Ruby Rose. Yeah. What are you doing? That's sick. Yeah. Like his family should be praying for him.
So what's the most you spent on a date?
Man, I was so cheap. That's probably why I didn't have a woman for so long. See, now it's getting back to it. You can't be this, overly cheap. You can't just be like squeezing the pennies. But the most, I don't know, maybe like a couple hundred, maybe. I don't.
You really like this girl?
Yeah, I mean, you talking about like a trip or something. Yeah. You go see somebody, and you know what I mean. All that included. Yeah, maybe you spend a little bread.
And it worked out.
Yeah, we made good memories. That was yes.
So when you spend more money, do you find that it goes better?
I mean, no. I mean, these are good questions. It's the fact that, sometimes, especially, and it depends on who this person is that you're on a date with. She could be like, you know what, I'm just done. I just want to be taken care of. And then if you're showing all this money, And when you ain't got no personality, it might not even matter. You know what I'm
Word.
saying? But if you tell enough jokes, she probably may not even realize that you broke.
There you go, funny fellas. Be funny.
Be funny.
Be funny or have money. You got 2 choices.
Yeah, be funny. Be funny. But that can backfire too. I've over talked. I've talked myself out of company.
Okay, tell me about that.
I mean, just too many jokes. Too many jokes. I didn't like the things that a lot of women like me for. Sometimes they are annoyed by those things.
Sure.
Like, why you play all the time? Why you doing? Oh, you're so funny. I love you because you're funny.
Yeah.
Can you not play around all the time? It's a line in between.
There's a fine line for that.
Fine line.
Where you go like, all right, I need to shut up and just get into
You
Roman.
can't be goofy all the time. I had to learn that the hard way after so many like fumbles.
Yeah.
So many fumbles at the goal line. I had to learn.
All right, so let me ask you this then. Do you invest? Do you invest your money?
Yes,
You do.
a little bit. I invested a lot during the pandemic. It was real easy to kind of like guess where it was headed, especially after everything dipped off. I made some money doing that actually, but not enough to be qualified to give anyone advice.
But
Yeah.
is the money still in that, or did you take it out or use it, or?
I moved it. This is not an advertisement, but my dad suggested I use Acorns, and I use that. They like round up my money. They take some of my money. I forget that it's even gone, and they invest it. I was, just little stuff like that.
That's an app,
Yeah,
Acorn.
yeah. I had a 401. I had a 401k with Amazon. I was working with them during the pandemic.
Really?
Yeah, I was working at a Whole Foods because they owned it.
What was that like?
It was great. I mean, the 401k part and then matching the money, that was
Yeah.
cool. But, I mean, Amazon is not.
Yeah, what's it like working at Amazon?
It was very strange seeing people fight over avocados in the middle of the pandemic. People just, pushing each other out the way for grapefruits. You know what I mean? Fighting for toilet paper.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It was very strange.
Wow.
And then, yeah, it was very bad.
Okay. And then how long were you there at that place?
I don't know, it was like 5, 6 months.
5-6 months.
Yeah,
and you was
because
like,
I couldn't get unemployment. How did I not get unemployment? Everyone was getting these damn checks on checks on checks. And I had to go to work at Amazon while still paying my rent. This is crazy.
all right, so let me ask you this then. We were just talking about we got an election coming up. Trump, Kamala. You were saying,
Election.
yeah. What do you think about Trump and everything?
Yeah, the Super Bowl, let's get it. What do I think about him?
Yeah, what do you think about it? You're from D.C. It's a political city,
Yeah, you know what? I actually was able to witness that insurrection firsthand because I was living on 8th Street when that happened. And I got tipped off by a security guard at the Whole Foods that told me that it was going to happen. Okay?
The day before or like the day after?
before. And then I'm looking at and he shows me these tweets and how they're all going to come down and stuff. So I actually walked down there with my camera and I was out there recording these people. I saw some of the craziest. First of all, none of them people the intelligence level was a little bit low. I can just feel it. I've never seen so many empty Marlboro Red packets and empty vodka bottles in my life, okay? Everything was from the Army surplus store. There was a lot of diabetes out there. It was very like, and what made me sad is that I saw like a lot of like young, like 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds out there. You know what I mean? They don't, yeah, it was strange.
All right. So you saw that happen firsthand. Someone tipped you off. Okay.
Yeah, okay. I also saw them break down the actual door in the Capitol. Okay, I'm talking to the police. I'm like, you think they're gonna get in there? And the police officer says, I don't know. This is what he says. And they're standing to the side of the Capitol door is right here,
Yeah.
and the police are over here.
Yeah.
And they're just standing there. And then it was just so weird. I saw this other black cop. He was leading somebody through. Don't worry, y'all. So he didn't get booed. He just said it. I voted for Trump. Don't worry, y'all. I'm black and I love Trump. I hate that. I hate hearing that. Yeah.
Oh, you hate when black people say they love Trump?
Not with that type of energy and tone.
Yeah.
As if like, yeah, I'm doing this. It's just like when you see like sports pages, hey, and you'll see like let's say it's like the Knicks
Yeah.
versus the Sixers. Hey, I really love Embiid, and that's coming from a Knicks fan. You trying to sound like no one's thinking like, it's like you're trying to prove what you're saying. You're trying to prove
You're trying to qualify
that
it.
what you're saying is what you really mean.
Yeah.
When you should just know that, so that part shouldn't even come after.
Yeah.
But anyways,
So you were there. They're breaking down the door. You're
breaking
like,
it down,
fuck
breaking it down,
this.
destroying the property,
Yeah.
complaining about taxes.
You saw that firsthand.
I saw all that firsthand.
He loses to Biden. Biden is obviously he's out of the race. I mean, do you think Trump's got it as a runaway? I mean, he dodged the assassination. That was crazy. Did you see that?
Yeah, that was he dodged.
He died.
I don't. He's okay. He's Neo now.
He is. He's the
Neo.
chosen one.
Neo for president.
Yeah.
But no, that was actually the best. I mean, thank goodness that he didn't perish. Yeah, because first of all, we can't handle no type of dramatic situation politically like that right now. We would all probably start fighting. It'd be random protests springing up. It'd be too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then certain people would feel like the conspiracies would take over the whole narrative, and it would be finished. It would be just chaos. So him not dying was wonderful. And you don't ever want to hope someone just this is weird.
Yeah.
That's a little weird.
Yeah, but a lot of people.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. You know what I noticed too? Them same
What?
people. I think it's weird. Like I remember, I did a joke about OJ. I was like, yep, shout out to OJ, y'all. After he passed, and then everyone started clapping. Well, not everyone. All the white women started clapping.
Yeah.
You know. So, and I was just like, that's a little weird. That's a little weird. Just happy that someone's dead.
Yeah. I find that it's weird that the people who are like all about gun control are like, yeah, gun control, until somebody they want to get shot. They're like, never mind, fuck gun control. Like, kill that nigga.
That's interesting.
I thought that was a little weird.
That is.
Because those are all the same people. But do you think he's going to run away with it?
No, I don't think that he's going to run away with it. I think that he has a good chance of winning, like momentum-wise, and how like the other side's candidate was just now picked and promoted, so they're kind of switching places and they're trying to gather up their own momentum. So she's going to gain traction over time. I think her best chances of winning are similar to how the Raptors won the championship that one year. She has to do everything right, be good, be prepared, but at the same time, she's probably going to need him to make several mistakes, or maybe his VP turns out to be bad or weird or something. You know what I mean? He needs a lot of things. She needs a lot of things to happen.
She needs a Kawhi and Danny Green to come in.
Yeah, she do.
For 1 year and get her through.
Yeah, she do. She needs some. Her VP is going to be very important. He has to be like dope. He has to be the VP actually probably has to be better than her. Like, that's my opinion. That's going to be.
The VP's got to be better than her.
He has to be better than her.
Who could it be? Okay.
I don't even know.
I was about to say, like, you can't get Obama unless you
nah,
get Michelle.
actually, that would be, nah, you don't want to do it.
Yeah.
R. Kelly? Oh, I was about to say. Oh,
R.
Mark
Kelly, that would be wild. R. Kelly.
Is that possible?
Yeah, she's like, I pardon R. Kelly and let's get him out here.
I would quit all my dreams if stuff like that started happening. I would dedicate my life to push-ups because the end would be coming. Yeah.
All right, so let me ask you this then. You're talking about the presidency, all that stuff. Money obviously moves the country. Do you ever think about, like, oh, I want to be a billionaire? Or, what's your financial goals in your head?
I want to be more than stable.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need to be a billionaire, but I want to be more than stable. I want to be able to fund ideas, not just my own, other people's. Just create things with those resources. So millions would be great. You know what I mean? Billions it's unnecessary. But at the same time, if you just end up collecting that amount of money, then so be it. But just to be financially, to be able to just invest in ideas all the time.
Do you think billionaires are unnecessary? Like, we shouldn't have them anymore? We should get rid of them? Or
Well, this is going to turn into something else. Like, soon they'll be a trillionaire.
Yeah.
Like back in the day, like, you had people worth hundreds of millions of dollars in the 30s. What are you going to do with that? You know what I mean? Like, they're going to keep popping up. Like, remember that South Park episode when the Walmart came to the town and then they all destroyed the town because it was destroying the economy? Yeah. And then they all put all their money into the small business. Mm-hmm. And then the small business became the Walmart again. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know what we're supposed to do. But you can't tell. I mean, this is how our economy works. It's free commerce, so you can build whatever it is that you're building and with no limits. You know what I mean? So it is what it is.
Are you a socialist? Do you think we should be more like everyone's equal, blah, 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 or what do you think?
No, I don't really. I think there's a little bit of every style of government that should be taken. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's democracy, socialism, or whatever, all these different terms. I think that we got to take something from each one of those. But taxing people. We got to figure out what they're doing with the taxes that they're collecting now.
Yeah.
So we're focused on, you know what I'm saying, the billionaires. They shouldn't have them and this and that. That's just, they should be taxed more. They're, you know what I'm saying? But what are we doing with the money now? So we got to figure that out, tighten that system up, and then, if need be, then because we get taxes increase all the time.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like we need to attack the government. I mean, no, don't do that. But verbally,
There, yeah.
verbally, ideas, demand explanations as to why things just increase and go up and go down.
Yeah.
There's no explanation for nothing. Talking about, oh, it's inflation, the economy, it's New York. I've said nothing, but yet it explained why everything's expensive. I'm not understanding why a pint of Haagen-Dazs is $9. A pint? No, not a pint. What's the size?
Quart?
A quart.
Yeah.
A quart of Haagen-Dazs is $9.
Yeah.
That's it. Lunch specials now are advertised as $20. That's not a lunch special.
No.
That's not.
All right. So you talked about inflation. What do you think about like our mayor, the mayor of New York City? He's infamous for not being around and partying and everything like that. Do you have any thoughts on Mayor Adams that he might be able to hear?
Well, I forget. Sometimes I get him confused as a club promoter. Like Mary Adams, he be on the rooftop smiling, cheesing, but he's always buzzed
Yeah.
and smiling. And I never trust nobody who always has the same facial expression. Like whether it's Mayor Adams or Ellen DeGeneres, if you always have the same face all the time, something's wrong. Something is wrong. You're lying. You're lying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, he's terrible. Very goofy. Very unorthodox. I'm not.
Police officer too.
He was a police officer.
He's a police officer. Yeah.
Oh my God! I bet he was smiling while he was arresting people. Oh, well, you gonna be all right, man. You gonna be good. But as he's taking him away
Yeah.
and not giving him a pass, yeah. I mean, yeah, he is who he is. Very goofy, not very good. But I'm glad to see that the whole New York believes and feels that.
That we all hate Mayor Adams.
And y'all are demanding more and something different. So that's a good sign. Because
Yeah.
you can't win them all. No matter who you vote for, we all done voted for some people that ended up sucking.
Yeah.
So, but the fact that people are outraged and are demanding better, that's probably the best thing about it.
All right, you got a point. Everyone's activists. So
yeah, okay.
you talking about Eric Adams being a cop. Kamala was a district attorney in California.
Yeah.
She locked a lot of black people up just for smoking weed, and it kind of hurt her numbers a lot. What do you think about that? Do you think it's gonna hurt her chances, or black people? Who knows? It might be reversed. She had Megan Thee Stallion twerk for her today at her rally. So, what do you think, just in general, about this whole way her election's running and everything, and who she is? And
I'm trying to figure out, when have I ever heard Quavo speak on anything political? And now he's giving, we have to win this speech at the rally. That's disrespectful. I mean, you know what I'm saying? That's real disrespectful, I think.
yeah, it was. He was like, Takeoff would have voted for Kamala. It's like, all right, nigga, relax.
That's what he said?
No, I'm kidding. He didn't say that.
He didn't say that.
No, he didn't say that.
There's no way he said that.
He didn't say that. He didn't say
Okay,
that.
I was about to say, I wouldn't have had no opinions on it because that's his family. But that would have been crazy.
Yeah,
That would have been crazy.
yeah.
Okay, I'm glad he didn't say that. But yeah, she's gonna have to explain that whenever they debate, which I hope they do because it will be hilarious. She's gonna have to explain that because supposedly that's not what was really happening. She wasn't locking all the black people. I don't know. It feels like she was, given her position. And the thing about politics, you can't always try to win everybody over because you end up like putting things in the law or practice that hurt people, and then that comes back around.
Yeah.
So I'm sure she was probably in a good position. Yeah, we got to stop this weed. We got to do all this, but then it's the residual effects. It's like what you did in the past matters.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So trying to appease people by being overly harsh on a certain thing that is now widely accepted.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate, but that's why you can't just just try to play that political game all the time. You just can't.
So what do you think about the political game she's playing now with the Megan Thee Stallion and the Quavos and the Beyonce?
I don't know, man. Malcolm X talked about this a lot. Like, I mean, any wise man, wise person, or common sense person would say, okay, this is like you have kids and you're telling them, do your homework and you'll get ice cream. Like, this is weird, except the homework isn't really homework.
Wait, explain that analogy.
I don't know.
Okay.
But it's very childish. You're not about to get me to vote just because you bring out a rapper.
I got you. I got what you're
Like,
saying. Yeah.
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
Like, you need to go sit down. Also, red flags of someone's character is that if they're only comfortable sharing their opinions when they're surrounded in a controlled environment. That's
Yeah.
odd, because therefore you're not ready for discourse. That means you're hiding something, and you don't want to exchange ideas and evolve each other's, solution to a similar problem.
Yeah. You just want to hear your rhetoric.
Yeah, and that's not good. So what could really help her election is if Kamala sat down with Dr. Umar. That what black people would all we would all be for.
We would listen to that.
Yeah, because she would get crushed in a different way, but then also she just didn't try to be better than him when she talked to him.
Yeah.
If she can sit down with some prominent black people
Yeah.
and then not that don't agree with her on a lot of things, and then try not to seem like she's better than them, then she can win over a lot of people by just appearing more human.
So we're saying Kamala on the Breakfast Club, Charlemagne, Dr. Umar, and first of all, I'm a bet. I wonder if Dr. Umar calls her a coon for dating a white man. Do you think he calls her a coon for dating a white man, or?
I don't think he called. I mean, he probably. I know he calls her probably. I don't know what he calls. I know
He calls a lot of dudes coons for like Jonathan Majors, bunny hopping.
Yeah, you get snow bunny.
Yeah.
Jonathan Majors, the man that lost his job because he ran from a white woman. That was insane. I'm sorry for her injuries and her trauma.
Yeah. Well, she caught him one day.
She chased that man 8 blocks.
He was wearing Chelsea boots. You know how fast you got to be to run away from a bitch in Chelsea boots and bell bottoms?
It's Chelsea boots.
1970s outfit. He's Kang. Honestly, I think Jonathan Majors should be the next OJ. That was my thing.
Jonathan Majors should be the next one.
I think we need a new OJ. We need a new person to come back around, like a spirit. I think Jonathan Majors should be our guy. He ain't got to kill her, but there should be someone that like bucks the law.
OJ was found innocent.
That's a good point.
I don't think he
was innocent.
That's just what I heard. I don't know. I was a kid then. I don't know.
All right. Anything else you want to sign off with? Last.
Ask me something. You were about to ask. I don't know. Ask me something else. Let's ask you something else.
All right. Well, okay. What do you think about AI? That's a big thing on everyone's conversation. Like, I work at a school, and a lot of the kids, they're like, don't plagiarize, don't use AI to cheat, all this stuff. A lot of people now are like writing emails to the point where I feel like we all sound the same now because of AI. So what do you think about AI? I mean, people might use it in comedy. What do you think?
It's going to dull a lot of things down. It's going to gray a lot of things. It's going to take the color out of, creative, how people express themselves. It's going to take the color out of that. It is going to be useful. But you know what I noticed, though? Anything that's done automatically for you for too long, you kind of don't get good at doing that anymore. So I've been using spell check for too long now. My spelling has gotten worse because I just let it correct it and don't even look. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like a lot of times I'll try to, if I misspell a word, I'll delete it and then actually type it out instead of just hitting you know what I mean?
I got you.
Just to kind of make myself work.
Like, you know what it is. Come on, computer.
Yeah, I just don't want to do that. But AI is pretty scary, pretty bad. It is going to be, the future is going to be a combination of Minority Report, iRobot, and The Matrix. That is going to be the future, okay? People are going to be getting arrested for things they didn't even know they did.
They're just thinking about it.
They're thinking about it.
Like, hey, we saw your Google search history. We saw what you sent ChatGPT.
They got little the cameras watching you. Yeah. Well, your body language matches that of a person who has killed people. So come with us, and you need to be in jail because you're gonna kill somebody.
So you're not for the advent of AI. You're not with like.
I like technology, but everything has to come, in pieces and used healthily. Health in a good way. You don't want to. The point of being alive is to live, and if everything's being done for you, then you're not living.
I think that's a great way to sign off, right?
Cheer. Hey, man. Shout out to them, man. Sad Money Podcast. Shout out to Alex, man.
Sad Money Podcast.
What up?
Follow Tyrez.
Tyrez. Your girl smiled and now she knows me. Bye. Now, here you go.
That was great.